not exactly a request, but um, it came up because of another request. So we will be going from here south of Vesuvius, the volcano that famously killed a lot of people in Pompeii, and we will be going over. I think we go over the volcano and go along the Amalfi coast first, and then turn around and go to Vesuv and go back to this airport actually. So altitude will be set at 7,000 because that's about where Vesuv is, the top of Vesuv. And see, we will be CDI, that's correct. And we will put that GPS, and don't want yaw damper. That's I think we will just keep it here. We can set the initial heading, which should be 259, as you can see. So let's let's put that in, then it's done. And yeah, basically let's get out of here. I believe 43% fuel is enough for this trip, I hope so. So and yeah, let's get the autopilot to work. Actually, the autopilot think that it should keep down in this altitude. I think we should go for a shallow ascent, but then we will see more of the Amalfi coastline. We have the autopilot. Do we have a passenger? Not that I can see. So if I do like this, then I should be able to see the passenger here, but not. And if I do, oops, no. If I do like this, then I should see a passenger here if we had some. Well, and we don't have any packages either. So that's one thing that doesn't quite work. It works on the Vision Jet. That there you can decide that you want to have a passenger in the back seat. And to be honest, that's where it matters the most to me, because I use the Vision Jet for my around the world tour. So if you have seen them, or otherwise they are in a playlist, so you can easily go and pick one that you would like to see. I think from here at least, the Amalfi Coast is already pretty disappointing, I have to say. There's absolutely none of the splendor, the amazing white houses and all the things that actually makes Amalfi so popular and beautiful. It doesn't look anywhere near what it should. To be honest, I'm a bit disappointed. But then maybe it's also about the simulator. What do we focus on, right? What is the goal? And I would think, without knowing it, but they probably go for areas where the sim is most popular. The road there doesn't really look like it would be fun to drive on either. And I think that probably there's a lot of focus on making the US look as realistic as possible, and then I would think UK too, because I know there's a lot of sim people in the UK, and maybe there aren't that many in Italy. I don't know what happens if we open the window. Nothing, because we can't. So yeah, it's a little bit of shame, because, as I say, Amalfi is very, very beautiful. And if ever you get the chance, don't just visit Naples and Pompeii. Go for Amalfi too. It's easy to reach. If you rent a car, it's easy to reach by yourself. There's no problem. And this it's kind of realistic and not realistic. The realistic part is that, yeah, it is inside the mountain valleys, and it is on the mountain sides and all that. The buildings and small kind of villages, but it's just not there. The graphics on my Xbox here is not where I would think it should be, to be honest. I like this airplane for many reasons, and I dislike it for that reason that I cannot I cannot get forward in the seat. So, oh yeah, and a new setting that I found, it's not the setting has probably been there all the time, but I found that when I go outside, then I can see all my instruments here, heads up display, HUD, but I found a way to remove it, and I have been looking at other settings, but not graphic settings, so it's not my fault that it doesn't look right here, and it really doesn't. That, yeah, we're probably going all the way to the end. Yeah, you can see the chord here. I wonder if there's a setting to remove those instruments here. I have to say that I do like the compass rose. Let's get outside again because then we can see. Should soon be turning. I have to say the sea looks extremely calm, which is not quite how I remember it. Yeah, we will be going around right now, actually. And that was the island of Capri we just missed, more or less, and that was made very famous by the Roman Emperor Tiberius, who liked to invite people of power to his island Capri, and basically they got an offer that they could not refuse, and then if he, and as all those emperors, Roman emperors, basically they were pretty paranoid, so if he had some idea that they were plotting against him, then he would drop them from the top of the cliff and down. I think it's from the top of this one. I'm not sure if it's this or this, but I'm pretty sure that no matter which one it was, it probably not something that you would want. And the story goes that the later Emperor Caligula was invited there, and he knew what would happen then. But for some reason, Tiberius actually liked the guy, and no harm came to him. So now we are getting towards the city of Naples, and if you like pizza, as I do, then when you get to Naples you should find a pizzeria and get the real Napolitana pizza. And of course another day, because I can only eat once, so another day you should try some of the others with the salami. That's really favorite for me. The salami here in Naples is great. I don't drink wine myself, but I have heard that the wine from this area should also be good. But I cannot speak from my own experience, but cheese is good. And of course the hard roasted bread, dried out almost bread with olive oil and tomato and mozzarella cheese. That's yeah. I wouldn't say to kill for because I wouldn't kill anything, but it's really great. So here we are at Vesuvius, and it is more or less overdue for another big eruption. I believe it should have been within the last century, but oh yeah, and there, oops. Can you see Pompeii from here? We should be able to, but I don't recognize it, but it should be this area. So let's get behind the airplane. So Pompeii should be here, I believe. There have been some minor eruptions since '79, but none as big as the '79 eruption. If I remember correctly how I did the route, we will be going more or less through this valley. So I was wrong about that. Because I was wrong about Pompeii too. Before. I still can't recognize anything as being Pompeii. I know that it's close to this road because it would be Not sure. But it looks like I'm trying to get over, so probably this, it's probably this actually, with the amphitheater and oops. Yeah, I think it may be this. It also the road there. I think this is Pompeii. And now we're getting towards that valley, and let's see. I need to see the map. I think it's correct, so we should be able to go down. So let's do that. 1,000. There are some hills here that we apparently will be going over. The airport comes right after, so we need to go down. We're not there. We need to get down. There are some mountains there too. Can't really see on the GPS here if they go through the mountains or go over the mountains, but hopefully they go over the mountains. Okay, this looks, at least it does look low. And yeah. I think I will get as slow as I can, because something has changed in the airplane too that makes it difficult to slow it down. I'm not exactly sure why, and I don't think I will find out on this trip. So where are we? There. This is probably going to be the tallest we will meet right now, and that is a good portion under us, I think. See, in the real world we wouldn't be able to do this, right? But yeah, here we can. And it looks like we are doing okay with the altitude. these are not high, tall mountains, but we were. It was the correct choice to go 7,000 for the top of Vesuvius. Could probably have been a little lower, but not a lot. So if we wanted to look into the crater. And that we did want to look into the crater. So I think we should actually drop a little more for water, 200. I think we can make it 3,200. If we cannot, the autopilot will so I don't know what the caution was about. Are we too slow for comfort? I think we should be okay. Maybe a little flap and then give a little more engine. But I don't want to go too fast either. Because as I say, it has turned out to be very difficult for me at least to slow down the airplane. We need to clear that one in front, but it looks like that actually is very low too, so let's increase the descent rate a little bit. I think we can go to 2,000, to be honest. They look small, but then we are in flat area. That, so I believe we are safe. And speed is fine. I think it's fine. We can decrease we get to the next waypoint, which actually is the landing, so I probably need to take over from the autopilot so that we get down there. Need a lot more distance to get to that low speed that I need, because I am too close to the runway from here. Of course we need to be above those hills here. See if we did enough. At least the runway is not straight in front of us, so it should be possible to bleed off some speed, even descending. I believe I see two whites, which is good. Now I only see one, so let's get up. Two. I really would like it to stop when I brake with everything I have. Does brake, but just not as powerful as I would like. Or I don't know how to explain it. But it's like there's no power in the braking. So how do we get off this runway? In what direction? Is it towards the tower or towards those buildings? I don't see any other airplanes here. Here. And then everywhere is general aviation or what? Could look like that's the case. So let's get into this probably hangar. Yeah. So I guess they will be pretty annoyed if I park in front of the hangar. So let's make it here. So that was it. Flying along the Amalfi coastline. I have to be honest. It's actually. I would say it did not impress me much. And which of course is a problem. I'm an old guy, and I've been flying Flight Simulator when they were version 1, and actually I think version 2 to be fair, but that was a complete different experience in the graphics. If you haven't, of course, if you're a flight sim enthusiast, then you know, because then yeah, you know. But oh yeah, I should have opened the door. Well, that's fine. But yeah, it's just that this version was hyped for half a year. And yeah, I think probably you get used to it, and then you expect more. And for this, I will say the Vesuv volcano. It looked very nice when we get over it, but The Amalfi coastline, not so much. So yeah, that's it. Let's get the drone up into the air and see where we are. And yeah, whatever you're doing, if you enjoy it, then keep doing it, and if not, then do something else. It's basically that simple, right? And welcome back another time, another day. Bye.